What up, it's Ty 1822 back with another AEW Dynamite review. Now, before I get to the review, I want to let you know, hit that like button for you, boy, because you know it definitely helps the channel out. Now, this episode of Dynamite is the post show from AEW Dynasty. And this show is built around one match, and that is for the World Heavyweight Championship, MJF versus Darby. And speaking of MJF, the show kicks off with him. MJF had no idea that Darby Allin defeated Andrade at Dynasty because he stayed off social media. So then Darby Allin comes out ready for the match, and it tells him he is not ready. He is not even in his gear. He had a tough match against Kenny Omega, and Darby Allin cut a very passionate promo. He wanted MJF right there. But Tony Khan said, "You're right. You are not ready to defend your championship." But the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, MJF and Darby Allin planted the seeds right there for what took place later on. But I will get to that eventually. And I love this foreshadowing right here we got. They showed Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, both backstage because they both lost their matches at Dynasty. But Will Ospreay told Omega, I still have my goal set to become the AEW World Champion for the first time. He giving Kenny Omega a pep talk. Kenny Omega feels like maybe he just don't have it anymore. But then Kenny Omega said, you know what? It's still another opportunity. And after that segment got done, would have told me when we have this Owen Hart Cup tournament, the finals will be Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. Oh my God, I cannot wait. And the last I had a match, it was an instant classic. And now this match will have a lot more meaning for it. Thank you, Tony Khan, for letting us know what the final's going to be. So we had the first match tonight, which is Xavier. Desmond Xavier versus Tommaso Ciampa. I also used him being Wesley and W. I gotta remember his name in AEW, the same name he had in TNA Wrestling. Sorry for that right there. But this match against Tommaso Ciampa, I did like this match right here. Tommaso Ciampa was a part of the Battle Royal. He did not win the TNT Championship. But then Tommaso Ciampa got on the microphone and said, whoever wins the world title match between MJF and Darby Allin, Tommaso Ciampa got next. And I love the fact that Tommaso Ciampa is getting an opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship. I would like to see him be the 10 champion. But since you're doing this with him, I'm totally fine with him not having the strap just yet. But down the line, yes, I like to see him be the 10 champion once again. So where FTR comes out and they cut their promo on Cope and Christian. They retained the championship belts at Dynasty. And they said they are done with them. And Tony Khan want to have some other tag teams. How about get someone from New Japan or CML? Because we all know we are getting Forbidden Door, which is going to take place in June. And I'll be shocked if we don't get Cope and Christian versus FCR at the next pay-per-view. But most likely we will. Three-way, Bucks, Cope, Cage, FCR, please give it to me and a ladder match. And I did love the fact instead of doing a 5-second pose, they did a 10-second pose. So Chris Jericho and Ricochet so far is not over yet. Now, Ricochet is someone who is still trying to get better on the microphone. He got a lot of time in this segment. And I've seen people online say, oh man, why Booker's continuing to get on the microphone? I understand that. But this guy needs to get better on the microphone. He is a heel. So I'm glad Tony Khan is continuing to get on the microphone. I want Ricochet to get better on the microphone. If he don't, he just won't get better on the microphone. And all you gotta do is keep it short and sweet. But I really enjoyed Jericho and the set with Ricochet. His comedic time was very good. The program not over yet, and I'm happy about that because Ricochet is finally doing something important. Jericho called him out to come down to the ring. Ricochet was the man. I got this, but of course, Ricochet was lying. They take Chris Jericho out. Now I was saying to myself, will someone help Chris Jericho out? No, we did not get it. But now that this feud is not over, I know what's going to happen. And I wonder how will people feel about this. Chris Jericho is bound against the man. And we all know what that means. Learning Tree members, the bounty hunter Brian Keith, and Big Bill. I was not a fan of that stable. But how will it be in a babyface role? We will see, because I know it's happening. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, that's really what happened. Yes, it's definitely happening. Will Ospreay versus Hector Cero. Now, Will Ospreay, he got a lot of criticism over the weekend with his match against Jon Moxley. I was watching on Twitter. When Moxley gave him the DDT and he did a hidden blade. Will Ospreay, not everybody cup of tea, and I get it. But this time, Will Ospreay sold his ass off about the neck and the match he had against Jon Moxley. He heard the noise online, and I really enjoyed the match with Hector Cero. I'm not the biggest fan of Hector Cero, but it's the first time where I can say I really enjoy him in this match, and this match really worked for me. Ospreay get the win. Post-match, Mark Davis take him out, his ex-stablemate. So I guess next week on Dynamite, they'll do a match between Mark Davis and Will Ospreay. But like I said earlier in the show, all I'm looking forward to is Will Ospreay and what's going to take place when the All Heart Cup tournament finally gets here. So Tekla, the women's champion who did retain her title against Jamie Hayter at Dynasty, came out. I love me some Tekla. I love the way she talks on the microphone. And it was funny seeing the two little kids there when she was saying bitches. And I love when Allin wants to brought the fact that she got fired in New Japan. She said, I ain't get fired in New Japan. Yeah, I got fired in New Japan. Great stuff by Tekla. And they did have this to set up a match between her and Wester on Collision. That match should be a good one. TBA Championship match, Camille versus Willow. This was an okay match. I see a lot of people online not the biggest fans of Camille. I had no problem with Camille. To me, I think she's pretty decent. Willow Nightingale still your TBA champion, but can Tony Khan finally give Willow Nightingale a consistent storyline? Willow Nightingale is a champion. I love the fact she's champion, but she don't have any programs. She was a champion with oh my God. She was head champion with oh my God. How if I get her name? Well, sorry I forgot her name. If you want to remind me, just let me know. But yeah, Harley Cameron. Yeah, find stuff for Willow because Willow did not have a championship match at Dynasty, and she definitely better have one at WWE. You cannot have Willow Nightingale in another pre-show match. So I knew it was going to definitely happen when I witnessed the Icon standing backstage talking to Darby Allin, telling Darby Allin it's his time. So we get to the main event match. MJF versus Darby Allin. They said no more commercials after this. So MJF kicks Darby in the ding after the rep being distracted after giving her the AEW Dynamite Diamond Ring. So then Darby Allin returned and everybody kicking him in the ding ding. Then Darby Allin gave him multi coffin drops. Sorry for the brain fart right there. It happens. And he told him early in the show, I'm going to the future with the move. And he actually did it. Darby Allin is the brand new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. The confetti came out from the ceiling. Everyone from the back came out to celebrate with Darby Allin. Yes, Darby Allin finally got his moment in AEW. He is the world champion for the first time ever. And Darby Allin was someone who came out and said that he don't care about being a world champion, but he does care about being a world champion. Now, I know a lot of people online be like, oh, that was stupid. You're throwing Elijah out the window. LJS still should be the champion. Head to AEW Allin. Here's the thing. Allin is in August. So, MJF dropping the belt does not hurt him. Darby Allin is a talent you strike when the iron is hot. He won it in his hometown. Makes total sense. MJF is from New York City, where WWE is taking place from. So, Darby get his moment, and get it back. I've seen this plenty of times in professional wrestling because I've been watching this shit for 20 plus years. I remember when Hogan was in a program with Sting, he dropped the belt to Lex Luger in one of the most memorable moments in the history of WCW. The Rock was working a program with Stone Cold Steve Austin, but Mick Foley won the championship from The Rock. And guess what? It was the most memorable moment in the history of professional wrestling. So this is nothing new what AEW did tonight, and I'm happy they did it. Because if MJF kept the belt, what are you going to do with Darby Allin? Not much. But now, Darby has his moment. So, Darby Allin versus Tommaso Ciampa will be his first match. Him being transition champion, that's totally fine. LJF will get the belt back, and everybody can be happy with it. If you are disappointed at the decision Tony Khan made tonight, this was a solid AEW Dynamite show. Because a lot of times when Dynamites follow these pay-per-views, they do not be good. But tonight was a much better show than usual following these pay-per-views. So, if you watch AEW Dynasty, I say Dynasty. If you watch AEW Dynamite, like, why? Give me your thoughts on the show. Negative, positive. I'll respond to comments per usual. Hit that like button video, of course. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. I'm out. Peace.